Good afternoon. My name is Jan Lotze, and my team members are Paulo Osorio, Vicente Lopez, Vanessa Garcia Solano, Karen Lozano, and Lucia Garza. And today we will be talking about water pollution in the Pacific.
Water pollution is defined as the presence in groundwater of toxic chemicals and biological agents that exceed what is naturally found in the water and may pose a threat to human health and the environment. Additionally, water pollution may consist of chemicals introduced into water bodies like lakes, rivers, and oceans as a result of various human activities. Some of these activities are dumping of industrial waste, deforestation, which causes sediments and bacteria to appear under the soil and therefore contaminate underground water, and by using pesticides in agricultural fields. These are filtered through underground canals and reach the consumption networks. Some effects of water pollution are the disappearance of biodiversity and aquatic ecosystem, alteration of food chain in aquatic ecosystems, and humans may contract illnesses when drinking contaminated water. They have been tried different solutions to eliminate or reduce it, but they do not succeed at all. Water pollution is still a serious problem in the world.
Water pollution is a very serious issue that has very bad consequences. For example, in Mexico, many lakes are contaminated, or mostly all of them. The one we're going to focus on is the Pesqueria River. It is a very polluted river because people use it as a place to throw their waste. In there you can find from things like common waste such as plastic bags, bottles, and cans to things like home appliances, construction waste, industrial waste, among others. Certain events have occurred along the river. On several occasions, citizens near the river have said that sometimes hundreds of dead fish are found due to pollution. There are many people who use this water daily, and they are the first to present diseases or health problems. But not only water is contaminated, everything around it. The air is contaminated and it affects all the people that live near it. There are many cases of chronic diseases and malformation of citizens near this place due to it. The contamination is clearly noticeable. Like, for example, you can see the color of the water, which has a very dark tone, and it doesn't allow you to see through it. And also the scent it expels, which is unpleasant. Currently, solutions have been tried, but it's still contaminated. People continue to throw their waste. If you go to it's still contaminated. People continue to throw their waste. If you go to the river, you can see in adding to bags and common garbage things like tires, even furniture. To try to reduce, the government is building a wall around it, and it is being monitored constantly. It is starting to reduce contamination. So far, for the couple past months, there haven't been reports about dead fish, but that doesn't mean it's clean.
Hi, my name is Vicente Lopez, and I will talk about the hypothesis of our topic, which is the problem of how to decontaminate the water from rivers. First of all, the contamination has done a too serious damage to the earth, especially to the rivers, which contain purified water, which humans consume for daily life and is really important. So, our objective is to create a special filter that can clean all types of water, with a special use in water from rivers and basin water. My team and I think that this product will help a lot to the environment and the society. We think that it will help to the society because the water is a resource which, with contamination, the purified water has decreased a lot. Another idea is improving the filter to purify all types of water for greater resource of water. The filter will also try to help the environment because the contaminated water from rivers and the ocean is contaminated and it affects the ecosystem. So, our hypothesis is that the contamination will be removed using the filter. The prototype of this filter will be done by my teammate Karen, and I will explain it. First, the prototype consists in a bottle with rocks, cotton, gravel, and activated carbon. Now, because it's just a prototype, we will use only rocks. Then we will use contaminated water that passed through the filter, and it's supposed that is at the end of the filter it will be clean.
To test our hypothesis, we will do a water filter, and this is what it will look like. Supplies that you will need: a 2 liters bottle, cotton swags, coffee filter, gravel, pebbles, and rocks. Step 1. Clear the 2 liters bottle and cut off the bottom 2 inches. Step 2. Find a way to position the 2 liters bottle upright. Step 3. Stuff cotton into the bottle all the way to the cap. Step 4. Stuff a coffee filter all the way to the bottom. Step 5. Add a generous layer of charcoal. Do not use real charcoal for this. Step 6. Add another coffee filter and then add a generous layer of pebbles. Step 7. This step is optionally add a layer of healthy green grass. Okay, and step 8. Add a layer of large rocks. And this is all the process that you will need to follow in order to have a water filter.
The result was that the dirty water, when passed through the filter, was losing impurities, being almost completely clean. So with this, we confirm our hypothesis. We just need to be careful in doing the process very well, with the right materials and with enough time. Also, each layer of the homemade water filter had a purpose. Gravel or small stones are used to filter out large sediments, like leaves or insects. Sand is used to remove fine impurities. And finally, the activated charcoal removes contaminants and impurities through chemical absorption. The air naturally filters water as it is absorbed into aquifers in the ground. The natural soil of the ground filters leaves, insects, and other debris out of the water as part of the infiltration process of the water cycle. Unfortunately, due to pollution such as lawn care products, household chemicals, and fertilizers, groundwater can become contaminated and unsafe to drink.
So, in conclusion, water pollution is the contamination of water bodies such as rivers, lakes, and oceans by human activity. Some examples of this are domestic sewage, industrial wastewater, agricultural waste, and acid rain. In fact, water pollution is one of the greatest environmental problems that we face nowadays. This lies in the fact that water is one of the main resources that living beings need to survive. So, if water gets polluted with a virus, a bacteria, or with a chemical waste, the living being that is using the water will get sick or will even die. This can cause a variety of problems in the environment where the water was contaminated, from the sickness of a living being to the complete annihilation of life in that environment. So, after seeing how dangerous water pollution is, one is left with one question. What can we do to reduce water pollution? And yeah, it may seem impossible to avoid or at least reduce water pollution by ourselves, but we can do a lot to avoid it, starting by saving water. It may seem basic, but by reducing the amount of water that we use, we reduce the amount of water that can be contaminated around the globe. causing an exponential decrease in the amount of water that will be contaminated. Thanks for your attention.